What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to flush the heater core on my E92. This should be the same though for an E90 or any other E-chassis car. So what we need to do is to flush out the heater core. There's an inlet and an outlet, and it's back there along the firewall. So we're going to take off that hose that's visible there with a little spring clamp, and we're going to disconnect this other hose here that connects to the bottom of this little union that goes to the top of the radiator. So to take this one out, just take a little pick tool, pull out that clip and push it down. You want to catch some of the fluid by having like a bucket or something, a little cup underneath. It's not going to spray a lot, just maybe 300, 400 mil to try and catch that to make less of a mess. And we're going to use this long hose and that accessible hardline fitting once the hose is off of it to flush out the heater core. The tools we need for flushing the heater core is some 1/2-inch inner diameter pipe with 5/8 outer diameter and some 5/8 inner diameter, 3/4 inch outer diameter clear vinyl tubing. You'll see why we need those specific sizes in a minute, but that'll get you straight. I got it from Home Depot. It's like $10 for 10 foot each. Recommended to have is this little adapter from your garden hose to your pipe so that you can transition the garden hose to the clear vinyl of both sizes. I 3D printed these. I'll link these 3D print files down in the description down below, but they work just fine. You can also get a brass fitting just like this one at Home Depot. And then a little ball valve is just handy to have to shut off the water at hand right away. All right, so with the coolant hoses off, you can get your 5/8 inner diameter vinyl on the fitting there. And you want to shove in the 5/8 outer diameter, 1/2 inch inner diameter into this hose here. It's a snug fit, but you can shove it into the circle of this coolant hose. It makes a real tight fit, doesn't pop off. It's been good to me since. One quick note is that I disconnected the battery on the negative terminal because I found my water pump kept turning on every few minutes, and I would push coolant around the system and cause more to leak out here. Now the setup looks like this. I got my garden hose with my adapter, so the 5/8 fitting. Put it into the 5/8 hose, open up the valve, start pushing water through, and the first time you push it through, you're gonna see coolant coming out, whatever color your coolant is, usually blue, and it's gonna fill the jug here. Now, I've set it up back flushing at first, or at least I think this is back flushing, going in that silver outlet on the left, and it's coming out this hose by the front of the car. I'm pretty sure that's back flushing because it would only make sense that the coolant is coming out of the engine here, going into the heater core, then coming back out down to the pump where that line usually goes. So back flushing, people say, is really good because it gets the coolant going in the opposite direction to break up some of those chunks. And you can see in my water, I've already got some chunks at the bottom there. So here's hoping we got something. But I got another trick up my sleeve, and that trick is CLR. So I'm gonna pour in some CLR. I've pushed the water out of the lines by blowing through some air in the lines. And now I'm gonna pour in, 200-300 mil, however much CLR it takes to start like filling the hose, just enough to get it filled up in the heater core. I'm gonna leave it for about 10 minutes. The bottle says don't leave it on metal for more than 2 minutes, blah, blah, blah. You can corrode through metal with this. This is not just like some dish soap. This is some real chemicals in here, possibly acidic. So you don't wanna puncture a hole in the heater core. So I'm gonna leave it in for 10 minutes and then rinse it out with some clear water and probably repeat that a couple times. So we've got the CLR in the tube there, it's green. We filled up the heater core. Just use some air to blow through the tube to make sure it's all the way in there and filling the system. Start your timers. It's a little hard to see, but after rinsing the fluid, you've got some chunks in the bottom of the bucket there, which is good, normally you don't want chunks in your water, but here we're hopefully freeing up some passages in the system. You see this kind of brown flaky stuff is the kind of stuff that's coming out of the heater core. I don't know, it's strange. Who knows what else is dissolved in the CLR, but this is the chunks that are coming out every time. This is about my second or third flush. Side note, when you open up the garden hose, you don't really want to have full city pressure going into your lines. Allegedly, you can get like 20 to 30 pounds of pressure from your tap water, and you don't really want to put that much pressure through your heater core. So I've dialed it back to maybe about half of as much pressure can come out of the garden hose as possible so that you're not just ramming water into your heater core, because we're always trying to avoid doing a heater core, and that's what this whole job is about. So don't break your heater core in the process by slamming water into it. So I have 2 tips remaining for you. The first is that you should warm up the CLR. I just microwaved this for about 2 minutes and it's warm now. It's like hot to the touch. It's not boiling, but it's pretty hot. Warm chemicals react more violently, so this will speed up the reactions of what's going on inside your car, inside the heater core. So that's a good tip. Now, the next thing to do is some people circulate the water. They get a little like fountain pump or trash pump, whatever you want to call it, and they essentially circulate the fluid going through the heater core for a while so that it's not just sitting in there resting. Once you're satisfied with how much you've cleaned the heater core, reconnect the lines, and now you just got to bleed the cooling system, which I'm doing right now. You want to put your car on a battery charger so you don't kill the battery or brick the ECU while it's doing its thing. To bleed the cooling system, all you got to do is put the car in the on position, don't turn on the engine, put your foot on the throttle, hold it down, and after about 8-10 seconds of holding the throttle down, you'll start to hear the water pump whir. You also want the fan on and the heat on high so that you have air moving through your heater core and a little bit of fan going. Dealership also says to have your headlights on, but it's never been a problem for me to have them off. Keep an eye on your cooling system and just make sure that this bottle stays topped up. And once the bleeding's done, you're ready to put the cap on and start it. I ended up flushing the heater core with water about 20 times because I found that I got the most chunks out simply by just flushing fresh water through it and having the air bubbles rush through the heater core, pushed out the most amount of chunks I could get out of any process, even against the CLR. The water flushing, constantly repeating the process, just got the most chunks out. And I can say confidently, after that thorough cleaning we did here, the heat is so much better. You crank it up to 28 degrees on the inside climate control and you actually get really hot air coming out the dash. So I hope this video helped you out. Thanks for watching. Smash the like and subscribe button down below and have a good day.